Have not fans, the show is back. I'm excited. I watched the episode as it aired. I was tweeting. It was fantastic. I loved it from start to finish, but I do have a confession here. I actually passed out when I got home from work about at 7:30, and if it was not if it was not for my sister giving me a phone call at like 10 after 9, I would have missed the episode because I was out like a light. I woke up because my phone went off, and I'm just like, what's going on? She told me, are you watching the show? I was jumped out of my bed so fast, man. Put it this way, I was in front of my computer to watch the show faster than Mama Rose and her squad showed up at the hospital. That's how fast I got up, and it was worth getting up for. That's all I'm saying. So I am kind of disappointed I missed like the first 15 minutes of the show, but my sister just gave me a quick recap about the aftermath of the shootout at the motel room, and then Veronica trying to get Melissa out of bed. If I'm not mistaken, there was my sister was describing it to me. I need to go back and rewatch the episode, but I think she told me there was one scene where Veronica saw the blood on Jeffrey's hands, and then she looked down at her chest like, boy, did you stab me again? But Veronica, she Ice Queen, man, Ice Queen. I mean, honestly, Ice Queen in full effect. I'm talking about the beginning of the episode as well as the end of the episode where she's just talk. That woman just talks to anybody like we all got that one aunt like Veronica, the one who's all uppity, all high and mighty. She feels like she can talk to anybody however she pleases without getting away with it. And you notice the way she was talking to that nurse at the main desk up at the hospital. Didn't that remind you of when Benny was in the coma at Mercy Hospital, like the county hospital, not the regional hospital, and Candace straight up bust into ICU. I'm not a hospital buff, so ICU. Basically, the doctor in charge was literally in the middle of surgery, and she bust up into the room. I thought Veronica, honestly, if that nurse had told Veronica where the doctor was, I'm pretty sure she would have done the exact same thing. So that was intense. And then Jeffrey's like, oh, are you really acting like this? This girl tried to take her life and you're worried about bags under your eyes. You got the maid who has her kid's graduation the next day taking the bus like Hannah used to do at 4 a.m. in the morning. This woman is a trip. But Angela Robinson, you play her well. So again, kudos to you. Another thing I wanted to point out, it was just great to see the way the text messages are popping up on the screen. I think I say this in my blogs and videos every time Tyler Perry does this, but if you remember way back when at the end of season 2, when Candace texts Jim to come outside that she was sorry, and then he got kidnapped by Warlock's crew. Ever since that scene, I was just like, what the heck is going on? I can't. No, nobody knew what popped up on the screen. So the fact that Tyler Perry now has the text messages popping up in the corner of the screen big enough for us to see, I really do appreciate that. As well as that scene where Carlos, Celine were talking in Spanish, but the subtitles are so small. So again, thank you, Tyler Perry, for that. I mean, it felt like I was watching or reading a comic book when Erica and Candace were in the hotel room together, just because, she was texting Warlock, finding out what's going on with her son being killed. It was too hot right now for him to come to the hotel. And man, and again, Erica's two-faced, but at the same time, she did tell Candace, hey, give your mom your son. That way, Warlock, if he comes around, he won't be caught in the crossfire. And now look what happened. So, again, Candace thinks that her partner, her friend, it has her back, but she's going to have a knife stabbed in the back of her. That's all I'm saying. So she needs to watch herself. It's almost like Oscar is helping David try to figure himself out. Hey, it was good seeing Oscar again. In terms like, yo, maybe this girl's playing you, setting you up. And it's funny because Erica's almost like Candace. Not as good as Candace, but at the same time, she's setting up multiple people, David for his money, and then Candace for Warlock to swoop in and get his revenge. So there is a lot going on. That's all I'm saying. And there's just so many video ideas I could talk about. Can we just talk about the one scene where Candace shows up at the bar, and then Jim, David, and Oscar all turn around, and Jim even commented, well, I feel like David's the only one of us so far that haven't messed around in the candy jar. That was hilarious. And again, I even tweeted the scene where those three turned around. I'm like, that moment when you're cracking a cold one with the boys and the girl leaves her milkshake in the yard and they just turn around. It was hilarious. And then Jim, and again, I did a 3-part video series about Jim being screwed. He doesn't have it anymore. Literally, he used to be at the top of his game. Like, he could play anybody the way he wanted to. Women were swooning at him. Now he can't even get Candace to give him a second look. It was just, wow. Then asking, if everything they went through been worth it was another good touch there. And again, just like I said in my theory video, Candace gave a classic answer. Like, she's done with Jim. She's not even taking that dry and bitter martini. She's on to more delicate cuisine, if you want to put it that way, with the, again, potential next president of the United States. She has no time to deal with this old dude. So she just went off, and Jim, hey, licking his wounds. That's all he can do. Licking his wounds, because nobody else doing it at this point. That's all I'm saying. Now, you look at the fact that they're in an open bar and they're just blurting out facts about a freaking murder, about Quincy. I'm just like, are you people even listening to what you're talking about? It's almost like that time when Jennifer set it up. So it was Veronica, you had Jeffrey in the middle, and then you had David and Jim on the other side in the jail. Remember when the three jail cells were in a row? And she said she did that on purpose so they can just, blurt information out on themselves. And they were literally just yelling and throwing facts out about, who killed who and who blackmailed this person and who hid the black sedan. It was just so much going on. It's like, you're out in a public place and you're just dropping bombs like this. Same thing with Jeffrey and Veronica at the hospital about Melissa. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. That's all I can say about it. And then it was too much for a Tuesday, man. It was too much for a Tuesday. Just seeing Hannah and Benny in the hospital like that, especially, I don't even want to talk about the beginning of the episode, not because I didn't see it because I was asleep, but because I know it was just, I'm glad I didn't see it because, again, it's only Tuesday night. I don't think I could take it. It was just way too much going on. So I'm looking at the way that Benny called up Catherine. I love the way that he didn't hesitate to call Catherine to help out. And then the fact that Catherine dropped everything. She got up out that bed and came down to support her friend. So kudos to Catherine Cryer for that. I love that. And again, I'm glad that happened because you look at Hannah, no offense to her character, but we all know that she isn't one to really accept help from others. Well, I wouldn't say that she doesn't accept help from others. She just doesn't like taking from others when, there's been some shady stuff going on between them in the past, or you know what I mean, like, Catherine getting her a house or giving her money after the whole Benny situation, or just not really feeling like she wants to take that much for somebody unless God provides. But sometimes you got to realize God puts certain people in your lives to provide something for you that you've prayed about, or it was a blessing that God was going to put into your life through another person you never expected. So just keep that in mind, Hannah. But the way that Mama Rose and that crew rolled up in that hospital, my gosh, I did not see that coming. I mean, if you have followed and again, if you're a first time viewer on my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'm not just saying that for the views. I'm not just saying that to increase my followers. I'm just saying you need to stay tuned because I do these theory videos and they come true. I dropped this theory almost a year ago that there was going to be a gang war between Warlock and the Malones, and we just got the precursor. Did not tell you that, man. I hope they hint at or set up the war, but it doesn't really happen until mid-season finale, end of the season. And look what's going down now, Mama Rose. And again, Benny being proactive, dropping bombs of information about where Warlock hangs out, so she is on the prowl. And then there was that one line again. I called my mom after the episode because I was watching the episode and tweeting, but I was like not really all there because I was still sleepy. And excuse me. And she said about the damn DA. So if I'm not mistaken, she was talking about Jennifer's body. I believe that was a horror movie, but in this case, we're talking about Jennifer Salason's body and putting it in Warlock's trunk. And I want to do an extended video again about, how everything is going to go down. It's just a theory about that. So it looks like she's planning on taking the body and throwing it into Warlock's trunk, getting him set up for that. So if you think about it, wait, that's kind of funny because what you're talking about putting her dead body in his trunk, just like Mitch put the drugs in his tire. So, wow, a lot of stuff going down. So I feel like, wow, this episode was all over the place. I have to say it was worth it. It was worth the wait. I think it was a well-paced episode. Again, since I missed the first like 15 minutes, I'm probably going to rewatch it either tomorrow when I get off of work. Pretty much when I'm in a well-rested state, I can just sit down, fully enjoyed the episode. I enjoyed it tonight, but I was too hyped, you know, because I was still asleep. I was just excited that the show was back on the air. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the first time I'm doing a video review the same night the episode dropped. So again, be on the lookout because I want to be doing different videos throughout the week because there's just so much stuff to break down. Man. I mean, I'm really thinking about the fact that we got that little clip preview about what's going down the rest of the season. And there was just so much stuff between Catherine showing up and talking to Hannah, the body we saw in the body wrapping paper. I'm pretty sure that's Jennifer. I mean, if what Mama Rose said, you know, hey, we're going to take that body, then I'm pretty sure that's Jennifer. And it looks like the cops may have found the body in Warlock's trunk, or it's the Malones taking it out and putting it in the Warlock's trunk. So there's no telling what's going to be done with that. So, wow. Again, I just this episode, I'm telling you, that episode, I'm just still reeling from how much went down. It's like there were so many what the H moments going down. And again, it was good to see Wyatt going to the hospital. But again, when you think about it, when it comes to this show, there's always somebody going into or out of the hospital, jail, a coma, a toxic relationship, or into blackmail. You think about it. And when Hannah said it's all a loop, talking about Candace, and I've said this before, this show is a loop. When you think about it, somebody's in jail, then they get out. Somebody thinks they're at the top of the game. Next thing you know, they've lost everything. Then they get into another situation. Then one character is in the same spot that other character was. I need to do a video. I feel like Hannah just inspired the videos like it's all a loop, the haves and the have-nots. Then I got to talk about, again, the Malone situation with Warlock. Then I also got to look at the whole scenario with Erica and David, what's going on with that, along with, and I have to say, Catherine showing up at the hospital like that, that is about to go down next week. It's about to go down. So again, I don't want to take up too much time on this one video because I have so many more to do. So what I need to do right now, get this video uploaded to YouTube immediately, give me a good night's sleep, then, you know, go do my job tomorrow at work. Of course, you know, hey, I got to put in that 10 to 7 shift because I love doing these videos, but they don't pay the bills. So just be on the lookout. I'm going to be doing videos throughout the week. And again, follow me on Twitter at JCCarden at, you know, just Twitter. That's my tweet name. I actually have a link in the description below, as well as my have and have not Facebook page, because I love talking with other fans of the show. And again, it's just great to be back in action. I've been doing videos during the hiatus, but the fact that we got the show going on now and I can continue doing these series is definitely something I love doing. So again, please let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What was your favorite part of tonight's episode, as well as what kind of theory videos would you like me to do in the upcoming week and season?